Good evening. Happy Saturday. Now, I'm not kidding. I think this podcast is probably on one of my most used essential oil blends. And probably if you asked me that, which one I use most, I probably wouldn't say this. But having just discovered several different roller bottles where it's empty, I realised that actually I do use it an awful lot. And this is the doTERRA Adaptiv blend. Okay, this is all about finding your calm. And this has been an absolute oh my goodness, amazing blend for me in so many ways, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about it really. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Helene. I'm an emergency medicine doctor and also a certified animal aromatherapy specialist, and I love to help people with an integrative approach to their health and that of their dogs or their cats or their bunnies. So if you like what you're listening to, please hit the follow or the subscribe button, and please let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to hear about, because I'm always looking for a bit of inspiration. And I'm going to link to some other information as well in the show notes. So do make sure to check that out. Now, I live in Manchester. It's a bustling city. I work at a very busy A&E department. I've got sort of my beautiful dogs. And I did have 6 dogs up until May, and I lost 2 of them. I was just about to say I've got 6 dogs. I've now got 4. And it's been really hard. It's been very, very hard for me. I've been very overwhelmed and stressed with my grief. And I've also got dogs that are grieving as well. And so I have been using Adaptiv a lot. And I just sort of have it there to grab. And like I said, I hadn't realized just how much I probably do use it. And it is a fantastic blend. Now, I've been using this for quite some time, and I got it sent over to me by my cousin in America before it came to the UK, because I wanted to trial it with my dogs. And I'm going to actually talk a bit about some of the stuff that I found interesting. And there's also some very interesting clinical trial data as well to support its efficacy as well. This was definitely one of my favourite blends during lockdown for supporting my mental health. And it's still one I use all the time for work. And it's probably my most requested oil blend by my colleagues at work as well. You know, they will ask me, oh, have you got that one that makes me calm? Now, Adaptiv is a proprietary blend of beautiful certified pure tested grade oils that doTERRA is so fantastic for. It's a blend that's been carefully selected for soothing and uplifting properties. So the blend contains lavender, which we know is great for calming and relaxing and helps to promote restful sleep and ease tension. We've got beautiful magnolia, which again has calming and uplifting properties and can create a sense of tranquility. Good old neroli, which is derived from bitter orange blossoms. Neroli is cherished for its ability to reduce feelings of anxiousness and promote emotional well-being. Got sweet gum, which is a unique essential oil with comforting and grounding aroma and often used to help reduce stress. Amazing copaiba, which you know I'm always going on about, is known for its powerful antioxidant properties and its ability to soothe the nervous system. Spearmint offers an uplifting and invigorating aroma that can help reduce feelings of fatigue and improve mood. And then we have rosemary, which traditionally used to enhance focus and reduce mental fatigue. Wild orange, a cheerful and uplifting oil that can help boost mood and reduce stress. And I'm certainly, you know, wild orange is one that I have used a lot with my dogs and one I recommend a lot. And rosemary was actually one I used a lot with my elderly dog, Maz, both for cognition, to support his brain, but also to support his joints as well. It was very, very useful for him. But these oils together create a really fantastic synergistic blend of oils that can be used in a variety of different ways. And the aim is to help you adapt to stressful situations, promote mental well-being and emotional resilience. So there's a number of ways that you can actually use this. So you might use it with diffusion. You can add it to your diffuser. It comes in a 15ml bottle or as a touch roller. And this is really lovely after a sort of a long day or, you know, battling traffic or something like that. And I really like to, I have it in my van for driving, and I've got it in a spray. So I give myself a little spritz. If you know, and it's great if you're getting into traffic or you're just getting a bit stressed, you know, and it's also quite invigorating as well for journeys, because you've got that spearmint which is really great for uplifting as well, and wild orange, so they can actually be very useful for you driving. You can put it in an aromatherapy inhaler as well for on-the-go support. Pop a few drops in a cotton ball inside a personal aromatherapy inhaler. Apply it at the back of your neck. That's probably one of my favourite places to apply it, or the bottoms of your feet. I actually apply it into my elbow creases, particularly for work. So because we have to be bare below the elbows and we wash our hands a lot, so there's actually very little point me popping it on my wrists because I'm probably going to be washing it off, so I pop it in my elbows. And then you can add it to your bath time as well, mix it with some Epsom salts or carry oil, and that's really beautiful. Now, I am going to share with you something. So I use this a lot in lockdown. Now, I've got this beautiful blind dog, Inca, and the reason I started using oils was for her. Now, lockdown walks were really taking their toll on me and her. And it's actually part of the reason she became very reactive, because there were so many off-lead friendly dogs, and you'd be saying, oh, excuse me, would you mind recalling your dog back? She's blind. And I'm like, oh, my dog's friendly. And it's like, I know, I understand that, but she's very stressed and it's not helping me. And it was an absolute nightmare. And it didn't matter what time of the day you went out. It was absolutely awful. And they were invading our space and really stressing Inca out. And what I found with this blend, excuse me, just cough. What I found with this blend was it actually reduced my heart rate in these really tense experiences. And I've actually got proof from my Fitbit. And actually, if you read my blog, I can show you there, where my heart rate goes up. It's absolutely incredible. You see it rise to 129 beats, and then you see it drop off. And the drop off point is obviously when I start inhaling Adaptiv. And that is, I couldn't believe how amazing it was when I actually looked at the data. So it was really crucial for me to be using this. And I would always use it as well before going into work. I pop it, like I said, I pop it on the back of my neck. And I recently just found a little live video I actually did for one of the doTERRA Europe page. And I'm talking about turning up to work, and I'd cycling going, because I used to go in before we had the new build. I'd go in by the ambulance bay, and you'd literally get around the corner, and your heart would just sink because there'd be so many ambulances there. And as soon as I got to my locker, I'd put Adaptiv on and everything. And it was quite emotional actually watching back my words and remembering different times there. So let's just talk about the clinical trial that doTERRA did, because this was really, really interesting. And they evaluated the efficacy of this blend, looking at reducing feelings of stress and promoting emotional well-being. So the trial was a randomized placebo-controlled crossover design study, which involved adults who were reported experiencing daily stress. Now, they actually used a variety of ages, and they had them in 2 rooms, and then they would swap over. And so they were given the task of doing like complicated, getting more complicated maths questions. So it started off very simply and then increased. And they were monitoring their stress levels and emotional states using various psychological questionnaires and physiological measurements as well. And so key findings from that study indicated that participants using the Adaptiv calming blend reported a statistically significant reduction in feelings of stress, anxiousness, and tension compared to the placebo group. They also reported improved feelings of calmness, relaxation, and overall emotional balance. The physiological measurements, which can include things like heart rate, which I've spoken about as well, or skin conductance, also showed trends consistent with reduced stress. And I think that's pretty amazing. So it's important to note that this was an internal study conducted by doTERRA, while the methodology randomized placebo-controlled crossover that they did is robust. Independent replication by external research institution would further strengthen these findings. But I mean, these are really important results, and certainly, as I said, it backs up my own personal experience of using it, and other people I know who've been able to track things on their sports watches as well. So it really is fantastic. So, you know, whether you're dealing with everyday stresses of A&E like me, or just, you know, just daily life or grief, you know, we all have different things that cause us stress. Whatever you're going through, this can be such a valuable addition to your wellness toolkit. And, you know, one of the things I really like about using essential oils is it is very hard sometimes to do something. Even though we know that going for a walk is going to make us feel better, it's hard sometimes to go for the walk. It's hard sometimes to do that yoga practice, or it's hard to journal. But actually, all you have to do with an essential oil is you grab it and you just breathe, and you pop it in the diffuser, or you just hold it in front of your nose and you breathe. And when you're really stressed, when you're feeling low, when, you know, life does seem really overwhelming, this can really make a massive difference. It's something that's very simple to do. And, you know, I can honestly say this year's been the worst year of my entire life. And I've had some pretty poor years, but this has been the worst. And Adaptiv has played a key part in helping me be able to sort of get on and support my dogs, because they need support, particularly my little Serendipity, who's now lost her sight through glaucoma, and she was very, very close with Evie. So it's helped me function. It's helped me get up in the morning. It's helped me eat, you know, all those things that actually are a struggle sometimes when you're grieving, or you're stressed, or you're overwhelmed. And, you know, a simple thing like just taking a breath can really, really make a massive difference. So I'm going to link my blog, which has got some graphics, in the show notes of this. If you've got any questions, as always, you feel free to get in touch with me. If you'd like to learn how I can help you with either a consultation or an essential oil kit and take advantage of all my members' benefits, please reach out or check out my store. Again, I'll link it in the show notes. And don't forget to hit the follow or the subscribe button if you like what you hear, and leave me a 5-star review. It'd be really appreciated. And also, obviously, feel free to get in touch and maybe share this with someone who might find it useful. Stay safe, stay well. Bye.